Do you believe that just 9 minutes a day could be enough to save your whole home? It may sound hard to believe, but I have just seen it happen right in front of me. In today's video, you will find out exactly what those 9 minutes involve, why they can change both your living space and your mood, and how they helped a 70-year-old grandmother regain safety, order, and joy in the home she has cherished all her life. We will go through 3 minutes in the morning and 6 minutes in the evening, small habits with big impact that anyone can do even when health or time is limited. I saw with my own eyes a home that had been cramped and cluttered become bright and breathable after only a week of doing this. And more surprisingly, what saved that home was not only 9 minutes, but also the love and care of a granddaughter for her grandmother. If you want to know exactly what that secret is and how to start using it today, stay with me until the end of the video, because I believe you will find something that truly touches your heart. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find this content helpful. Your support is the motivation for us to keep sharing more meaningful things. Thank you for being here. Now let us move on to the first tip. Tip number 1. 3 gentle minutes to start the day. The afternoon before, while walking downtown with my granddaughter, she introduced me to a friend from her school. That young woman cheerfully invited me to her grandmother's birthday party the next evening. I agreed, thinking it would simply be about meeting people, eating and talking. But when I arrived, I found out the real story had started a whole week earlier, when the granddaughter decided to help her grandmother change her cleaning habits. She had lived with her grandmother since childhood, after losing her parents in an accident. Later, even while studying far away, she always cared for her. Seeing her grandmother aging with less strength, one to help her clean, she quietly found ways to support her, little by little, so the house would be tidier and safer. The first tip she shared with me was called 3 gentle minutes to start the day. She took me into the bathroom and pointed to a small bottle of dish soap and a clean sponge already in place. Whether her grandmother bathed in the morning or at night right after bathing, she would use the sponge to quickly wipe the shower glass or the wall around the shower, just 30 seconds. Then, before leaving the bathroom, she would take a damp cloth and wipe the sink and countertop. Finally, when heading to the kitchen to make tea or prepare a meal, she would empty the clean dishes from the dishwasher so it was ready for the day. These 3 small actions were linked to what she already did, so they never felt like extra work. After only a few days, her grandmother noticed the space felt brighter, and she felt more comfortable starting her day. I realized that sometimes big changes begin with short but consistent moments like this. Tip number 2. 6 gentle minutes in the evening. Once the guests had arrived and the birthday party began, I sat next to the granddaughter and asked more about what she had done to help her grandmother. She smiled and said that besides the 3-minute start, there was also the 6-minute evening equally important. Each night before cooking dinner, her grandmother began with something simple, filling the sink with hot water and adding a bit of dish soap. She called it the soapy sprint, soaking dirty dishes and pans right after use, so they would loosen while she cooked. That way, after dinner, washing them took only a few minutes. After that came a 2-minute kitchen shutdown, quickly wiping the stove counters and sink, sweeping the floor, and taking out the trash if needed. The key was to move quickly, not aiming for perfection, just tidy and clean enough. The last 2 minutes were family tidy, when grandmother and granddaughter picked up things in the living room, straightened cushions, folded blankets, and put everything back in place. 6 minutes may sound short, but it made a big difference. The next morning, her grandmother walked into a neat living room and a kitchen ready for breakfast. The granddaughter said this time was not just for cleaning. It was when they talked and shared stories from their day. I realized that those moments were the most precious because they kept the home warm and the bond between them close and loving. Tip number 3: attack the clutter corner without mercy. As the party neared its end and conversation grew livelier, I asked the granddaughter about the hardest to clean spots in her grandmother's house. She laughed, saying her grandmother was like many older people. There were corners piled with things untouched for years. In her home, it was a small table near the front door. On it sat unopened mail bills, old magazines, a few unopened gifts, even a pair of gloves from last winter. She decided to make that the next challenge. The method was simple: set a 5-minute timer and sort the table together. Important papers went into a clearly labeled sealed box, junk mail and scrap paper into the recycling bag, and small unused items into the donation basket. At first, her grandmother was hesitant, afraid of making a mistake or throwing out something needed. But as the table cleared, she became excited, even bringing more items to remove. The granddaughter said clearing these cluttered corners not only freed space, but also eased the heavy feeling her grandmother had when entering the house. That evening, the small table became the spot for a vase of fresh flowers, a gift from the granddaughter. Seeing her smile at the flowers, I understood that tidying is not just about arranging things. It is about opening a new view, so that each time you return home, you feel truly welcomed. Tip number 4: clear the entryway so opening the door feels light. While cleaning for the party, the granddaughter noticed something her grandmother had never realized. The first thing you saw when entering the house was not the warm living room or the smell of tea, but a pile of shoes, handbags, a few plastic bags still holding groceries from the week before, and a chair covered with coats. She said the first impression when stepping into a home is like its greeting. If the entryway is cluttered, the feeling of tiredness follows you inside. So she and her grandmother got to work. First, they put away shoes not worn daily, leaving just one pair for going out and one pair for indoors. Plastic bags were folded and stored, and groceries were taken straight to the kitchen or put away. The chair by the door was returned to its true purpose: a seat for putting on shoes, not a temporary coat rack. It took only about 10 minutes, but the effect was immediate. With the entryway clear and bright, her grandmother said it felt like the house had grown. On the day of the party, guests praised the tidy and welcoming doorway. I saw her grandmother's confidence rise, no more rushing to apologize for the mess. Clearing even a small spot had brought a big mood change, which is why the granddaughter always treats tidying the entryway as the first step to making sure anyone, including her grandmother, feels welcomed when they walk in. If you have stayed with me this far, the next part will surprise you, because it is not just a simple cleaning habit, but a small ritual to end the day in order and peace. If you have found these tips helpful, you may also enjoy another video on our channel called 15 Everyday Habits for a Clean Home. Tips for keeping home clean. In it, we share very small habits that take only a few minutes a day, but can help keep your home clean and comfortable without cleaning all day. You may see that video tag in the top right corner of the screen shortly in the description, or you can return to it after finishing this one, because what you are looking for might be right there. Now let us move on to the next tip. Tip number 5. The 5-minute bedtime ritual. After the party, when everyone had gone home, I stayed to help the granddaughter clean up. She told me that one of the changes her grandmother loved most was the 5-minute ritual before going to bed. At first, her grandmother thought evenings only required washing the dishes and locking the doors. But the granddaughter wanted her to have a habit that would let her wake up in a neat, calming space. Every night after drinking tea or finishing the evening news, her grandmother would spend exactly 5 minutes walking through the living room and kitchen. She picked up anything out of place, the morning newspaper, a scarf on the chair, a few glasses on the table, and returned everything to its proper spot. Then she would quickly wipe the table or kitchen counter if there were crumbs or watermarks. If there was still time, she adjusted the sofa cushions and folded the blanket. The granddaughter said these 5 minutes were never tiring. In fact, they gave a feeling of properly closing the day. Her grandmother began to feel proud each morning when she stepped into a tidy living room. Interestingly, this habit slowly made her more aware of keeping the house neat throughout the day, because she knew she would want to see it clean at night. I realized this small ritual not only kept the home in order, but also let her go to sleep with peace of mind, without the feeling of starting a new day with tiring chores. It was a gentle reminder that sometimes just a few minutes before rest are enough to keep both the home and the spirit ready for the day ahead. Tip number 6. Let go of one just-in-case item. While talking, the granddaughter shared that her grandmother had a habit of keeping many things in case she might need them someday. It could be a blender unused for more than 10 years, a box of old yarn, or a winter coat kept in case of unexpected cold. The granddaughter knew these items took up space and made cleaning harder, but her grandmother had her reasons for keeping them. So, she did not force her to get rid of many things at once. She started with a simple rule each week: let go of just one just-in-case item. In the first week, her grandmother chose a small pot she had not cooked with for a long time, partly because it was heavy, and partly because she already had several better ones. Together, they gave it to a neighbor who had just moved in and mentioned needing a pot. Seeing her item used again made her grandmother feel much more at ease. The next week, she decided to throw out a broken table fan, since she now had air conditioning and a ceiling fan. The granddaughter explained that each time she let go of an item, she felt lighter and less regretful, creating momentum to let go of more in the future. The important thing was that each removal had a clear reason and the reassurance that nothing was wasted. After a few months, the once crowded corner of spare items was completely cleared and replaced with a small shelf for books and potted plants. Watching her tend to her new flowers, I understood that to make space for new and beautiful things, we must sometimes be willing to release what we no longer need. Tip number 7. Remove safety hazards immediately. One afternoon, while walking through the hallway, the granddaughter saw her grandmother nearly trip over a small worn rug. Her grandmother laughed and said she was used to it, but the granddaughter knew it was a real danger. That evening, she spent time with her grandmother, going through the house to find potential hazards. Slippery rugs, cords stretched across walkways, a broken-legged chair still sitting by the window. whenever they found something they discussed whether to fix or remove it. The rug was replaced with a non-slip one. Cords were bundled and secured to the wall, and the broken chair was discarded so no one could accidentally sit on it. The granddaughter said these tasks took only a few minutes, but made a huge difference, especially for seniors, because one fall could mean months of recovery. Her grandmother admitted she had not thought much about it before, but when she saw the hallways open and safe, she felt much more secure. I realized that tidying is not just about neatness. It is also about protecting health and preserving the freedom to move safely in your own home. Tip number 8. Keep only what is truly needed and meaningful. While organizing the wardrobe one day, the granddaughter saw her grandmother quietly sitting with an old sweater. She said it was a birthday gift from her late best friend. Understanding the sentiment, the granddaughter did not insist that she let it go. Instead, she suggested keeping only the items that truly brought back good memories and held clear emotional value, while photographing the others before giving them away. Together, they chose a few special pieces to keep: a sweater, a cherished photo, a small bracelet, and placed them in a beautiful box stored in a visible, easy-to-reach spot. The rest, though once cherished, were given away if they were no longer used or did not bring positive feelings. Her grandmother said looking at the box made her feel light-hearted, because the most precious memories remained without being surrounded by unnecessary things. The granddaughter explained that the key was not keeping everything, but keeping selectively so that memories could be truly honored. Tip number 9. Start with the smallest spot. When sharing her method with me, the granddaughter stressed that starting with large areas would tire her grandmother and make her give up. So whenever they started a cleaning day, they chose just one very small spot, a single drawer, a kitchen shelf, or a corner of a table. They set a 10-minute timer and focused on that spot until it was done, then stopped. This approach kept her from feeling overwhelmed, but still maintained steady progress. The granddaughter said a tidy drawer inspired the next and then the next. And indeed, after only a few weeks, the small tidy areas connected into a cleaner, brighter home. Her grandmother especially enjoyed the sense of accomplishment from completing one task each day, even a small one, because it gave her confidence that she could still manage her home and her life. When the birthday party ended, I saw her sitting on the sofa, her eyes filled with satisfaction as she looked around the room. These seemingly small tips had transformed not just her home, but also her mood. Now, each morning she began with a few minutes of light tidying, and each evening she closed the day with a quick reset. Her granddaughter returned to school but still called to remind her, and she had already formed her new habits. I thought to myself that tidying is not about perfection. It is about creating a safe, comfortable space where you want to return. And sometimes what holds a home together is not the materials it is built from, but the love and care invested in it every single day. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. If you found today's stories and tips helpful, please hit like, share, and subscribe, so we can meet again in many more videos. Your support is the motivation for me to keep bringing meaningful content that helps your home stay tidy, safe, and filled with love. See you in the next video.